Finance major's degree.
BMA.
Internet opinion piece.
A blog?
Could be.
Oh,
Good word. But we know he's brilliant now.
I didn't know till now.
I'm just under the age of 70.
Were you happy the way you were raised?
I had a great dad.
My parents were great.
They were terrible.
I had a really happy childhood.
I was pretty happy the way I was raised.
They tried their best.
They were a pain in the ass.
Like, I grew up with parents who would walk in a room and you would instantly want to hang yourself, you know? Now, I do not want to replicate that with my own children.
We've hit on our first topic. The differences between how we were raised and how we raise our kids.
My dad fought in World War II. That generation won World War II. I don't think our generation could have pulled that off.
They were certainly greater than this.
Exactly.
Oh, not even close.
Exactly. But I think we're better parents.
Look, they come from the old world. They come from Germany. My father got out right after Kristallnacht. My mother was actually in a camp. This screws you up a little.
They were the generation, I'm feeding you and there's a roof over your head. I'm an amazing parent as a result.
Ma, why can't I have a bike? All the other 10-year-olds got a bike for their birthday. Why can't... You know what I got when I was 10?
My era was make a buck, go to work, times are bad, jobs are hard to find.
Right.
That was the emphasis.
Now, I'm reading the Chaim Ginat book that
Oh, yeah,
you're
tell me.
recommending right now, Between Parent and Child.
If you read the book, it works.
You didn't espouse everything in the book, did you?
Well, I tried.
In there, you're never supposed to lose your temper, ever. That's out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, you both lost your temper.
Well, I never read it.
So that's your excuse.
Just a minute.
When I was a kid, it was like, you just went out into the streets of New York, and if you came back alive, you know, success.
I would get the wooden spoon. Up until about 11, just all my dad had to say was the spoon. In Liverpool, they have a funny term for it, which is a go-along. They hit you so hard it makes you go along the street. It's like you're gonna get a proper go-along, and a hiding, which would be your skin, you know.
Right.
I used to play in the street. Yeah. I played in the street. When a car came, he yelled, "Car!" Right. I would no more allow my kids to play in that format, you know, than I would have them jumping off of buildings.
It's terrifying.
So I think, like, what on earth? And I lived on a curve.
And we used to play roller hockey on the streets. Yeah, like, it's a car. It's not gonna hit you.
Yeah. But then you grow up and you realize, actually, it could have hit you.
Yeah.
Tended to be years ago that parents were sort of a little bit more parent-centered, a little bit more authoritative in the way that they disciplined and raised kids, a little bit more because I said so. And it was sort of extreme on that end in terms of the sort of absoluteness of it all.
I don't think our generation could have won World War II, quite frankly. I think they did, you know, and I'm grateful to them for it.
I'm also pretty confident that whatever it is that we do, our kids will swing back to the other way.
They'll win World War III?
Well, my theory of child rearing is it's basically try and them up the opposite way your parents up you. I mean, that may be the best we can do.
Our tendency is either to sort of channel our own parents, or alternately, I'm going to do everything the opposite. The strength of our generation, though, I think, is that we really do want to connect with our kids. Yes. Moms have gone into the workforce more since our parents raised us. They still spend a huge amount of time overall if you look statistically. Something cool is dads have added more family time. Yeah. So kids over the last several years are actually seeing more of their parents than they used to. That's exciting to me.
Almost all educated fathers today want to have a closer relationship with their children emotionally than they had with their own dads.
Emotion was not allowed in the house.
Really?
So if you were angry or you were sad, it was not acknowledged. I think one thing that was important to me in parenting was like having a place where emotions are allowed. You know, if Walter's angry and throwing a tantrum, to say, you know, wow, you're really angry, aren't you? How does that feel? You're really mad? Yeah, I'm mad. Okay, what does it make you feel like doing? Oh, you know, to make it okay to to be angry, but then find a productive use of anger.
Were you aware of anything in particular you were going to do differently than your parents did?
Not as much liverwurst on the table.
You mean that, don't you?
Yeah. No bologna sandwiches.
Yeah, I like bologna sandwiches, but okay.
That's very bad for you.
My kids were young. I had that reactive thing happen where you realize what you have just said was something directly from your father's mouth.
Yeah.
I just actually uttered the sentence, young lady, we will not have that kind of behavior here. And I'm like, I don't talk that way. Young lady?
We live in a more liberal time, right? And a more touchy-feely time where we're in touch with our emotions and the kids' emotions and their needs and their thing. And I don't know if it's better.
I really have had a humbling journey with this because I was absolutely sure that the way we do it is better. Some of the things they did had wisdom to it, like leaving us just for the day to play in the street and whatever. Yeah, that's a little not mindful on the one hand. However, there was no question we were going to get self-reliance pretty early.
That's right. It was not micromanaged. They didn't instill us with fear before we went out. It was just like, you know how to survive. You learn how to run and you learn how to fight.
I think that things have gotten too extreme right now. We went through this whole kind of revolution where all this psychological information came out and the pendulum swung all the way here to we must tell the child everything that we're doing and we must listen to their feelings and never raise our voices.
Yeah, we do that thing that our generation does a lot, which is a lot of like very self-serious discussions on child rearing and what should we be doing and what roles should we be playing in different ways and stuff like that, and kind of like over-involved with kids.
Our parents, they didn't hand us very much, so we feel like we could do things because we had to.
We are so concerned about our children's self-esteem because we've been fed that that's so absolutely crucial that you don't want to break it, that we do everything we can to make sure our kids don't fail. We rescue them, and what we do as a result is we rob our kids of the opportunity to figure things out for themselves.
Right.
Hey, Allie.
Look at Daddy.
Look at Daddy.
What's the best thing to take from that older school generation of parenting to combine with some of the more modern
One
things?
of the things that I bet you had, family meals. Family meals, when we keep looking at it, research after research study keeps telling us that's one of the most valuable things we can do. It's the opportunity to say, how was school? And let the kid know that you value education. Or it's my turn, now it's your turn. Practicing that thing called Manners 101. And kids really thrive on that. If it's relaxed, fun, family time together, they need it.
You know, that line between protecting them from the world and being kind, and it's exhausting, isn't it? Sometimes, like trying to it's like this Jedi exercise of like
that navigation.
Yeah.
Don't be parents.
That's the message.
It's a lot of work.
What? What?
You got another wart growing there, honey. I don't like that. I wanted to go see Rivlin. You got so many things on your body that we don't like, me included. Go see him.
Shouldn't I see a marriage counselor?
No.